Yeah, I don't like the reflection that that makes. So I'm not going to put that in there. I'm going to keep that one off. Hi. How's it going, guys? I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Um, yeah, so it has been exactly 1 year to the day that the past, present, and future video came out, where I basically kind of had a little bit of a heart to heart with y'all and it kind of gave you an up to date thing on how life was going, where I'm at. And so I figured, considering it is now the technically 6 year anniversary of the channel, that I would do another video to kind of explain what's been happening behind the scenes, tell you where I'm at, where I've been, what's been going on, and to, I don't know, guess kind of keep you guys abreast of the situation. Giggity. If you don't like informational videos or looking at my hands, which can be weird, I know some people might not like that. There's not a lot going on. It's literally just going to be this. So if you're like expecting something else, don't worry about it. Or no, you could worry about it, but like it's not going to be different. It's literally this. This is it. Hands, jazz hands. Unlike the last time where I had a theme of past, present, and future, this time I've got nothing. I'm coming in off the cuff as usual, but I don't have a theme. I do have bullet points, so that's a thing, just to make sure I don't ramble or get too off topic. But yeah, it's been a year since that last video. I had figured out a lot about myself. And over this past year, I've been kind of doing more of that. Well, it's like I took the issues and the problems and the solutions and things, all the stuff that I learned from that time, and I've been learning more, but also working on getting the stuff that I've previously learned. Like, how do I put this right? It's like upgrades in a video game. It's like, okay, you got, critical hit 1%. Well, I've been upgrading it. So now it's like at 15%, that kind of thing. So I'm doing a lot better. Let's just say that. I know this is going to be scatterbrained because I'm always kind of like that. But I'm doing better. I'm doing a hell of a lot better, actually. So I said I was happy, or at least getting happier in the last video. I would say now I'm definitely in a state of sustainable happiness. It's actually kind of weird. Something I noticed actually recently was that between that video and now was the first full year cycle where I did not actually experience seasonal depression. Normally around the holidays, longtime fans or viewers and friends of the channel will know that around the holidays I usually get very depressed, and it's really not fun to deal with. But even though the holidays were difficult due to some work that I had to do, which kind of erased my Christmas holiday, which then had to be taken months afterwards, mildly infuriating, yes, but not the end of the world. So, but I got down a little bit, but I wasn't the point where I usually was, So it's like, am I on the right track? Am I doing something good here? Because it's like, holy shit, things are working out, things are looking up, everything's coming up Millhouse, that kind of thing. I'm rambling, so I'm going to look at my bullet points. Oh yeah, the reason that one of the reasons that I had stopped streaming was because video games were no longer fun. I had mentioned this in that last video. I had given descriptions and explanations of everything. Yeah, they're becoming fun again. Like genuinely fun. In fact, I'm currently addicted to a game called Crab Champions, which is made by the same guy who made the Crab Rave song. For some reason, it's like an insanely fun game for me, and it's actually genuinely enjoyable. Check that out. I highly recommend it. I actually bought that couple copies for some friends because I think they'll like it too. Very, very good game. But yeah, games are fun again. I'm actually finding myself being gravitating towards games again to play in my free time instead of not playing games. So it's like it's coming back. The passion and the feeling is coming back, and I like that because it's like, all right, cool. Now I'm not afraid of streaming because it's like, oh, well, what if I go back in and then all of a sudden, boom, it's still not fun. Well, now I know it's fun, at least the game part of it. Plus, I actually really do miss you guys. Like, I genuinely miss the conversations that we'd have, you know, chilling, chatting shit, talking about whatever. It was just always a super, super fun time, and I genuinely miss it. Like, actually miss it. It's like, oh, I really, really want to just sit and talk with you guys. Because at one point, I think I actually started to forget how to talk to people. Like, there was like a month or two where it was like, I'd be on the phone or I'd be talking to like a vendor at work or something, and I like would completely blank. Like, normally I'm a little bit better at, you know, keeping a conversation going and having a little bit of flow, even if I am scatterbrained or, you know, kind of all over the place like I am now and going on tangents and things like that and basically just saying nothing just to keep a conversation going. But wait, where the fuck was I going with that? Oh yeah, not being able to talk. This is what I mean. I'm trying so hard to get back into that flow of natural conversation, and I kind of picked it back up, but it's like I miss having that with you guys, of talking with you guys, hanging out, and just having a good time. So the games and the community are like pulling me back. I can feel it. It's like, I don't know what is, but that's the best way I can describe it in the form of an onomatopoeia and hand movements. Next bullet point. Okay, I already talked about that. Oh yeah, being angry at games. So here's the thing that I learned, actually. So here's a bit of a tangent and a story. There's going to be a couple of these, maybe a lot of them. Maybe this will be the last one. I don't know, because again, this is just coming from me. So a long time ago, my father bought me a book. This book, actually, it's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. And it was a present. I can't remember for what. Even if it was, I don't even think it was for an event or a holiday or a birthday or anything. It was just, here, have this book. And I was like, neat. This is a cool book. Especially since it's very subtle in how the binding of it is completely fucked up because it's not giving a fuck. I absolutely adore that about this book because it is very subtle in its ways, and it's a very good book as well. I've actually bought this book for a couple friends and family as well because it was just that much of a game changer. So eventually, years after my father had given me this book, I decided to read it. And I started reading it at work during lunch, hence the highlighter, because I was like, wow, that's a good sentence. That's a good paragraph. This is some good information. I started highlighting sections of the book, which is why I have a highlighter on here, so I can add sections. So if I ever skim through it again, I've actually read it twice because it's just that good. But it taught me a lot, just like the videos and things that happened in the previous one gave me more life lessons. This one gave me a very good life lesson about emotional accountability. Because regardless of what you do in life, you're always responsible for your emotions. No one injects you with hate. No one makes you angry. You do that to yourself. Own the fuck up to it. It is your problem, no one else's. And when you learn that, holy shit, does shit really change and open up? Because it's like, wow, why am I doing this? Why am I this way? And you gain more of a perspective. And it's not the only thing that's in this book. There's a hell of a lot more. But it's very, very well written. It's like, imagine, for those of you that have gone through this, I know there's a handful, but people that have gotten me when I'm drunk in VR chat over the hills in the help squad, where we're talking about something like deep, like some type of emotional thing or a trauma or an issue or something, and I'm like just basically drunkenly rambling, trying to give as best advice as I can to help someone. That is how this book is written. It's written like you're in a bar and someone's giving you life information. It sounds horrible. Trust me, it's fucking brilliant. I highly, highly recommend it. But yeah, so it was something that I've always had an issue with in the past, and I've mentioned this in the previous video as well. Anger. I would get angry at every fucking thing for no reason. And it was very pointless. And I was able to curb that from the last time. But this kind of put a final nail in the coffin. It was like, okay, because it wasn't just anger. It was more of the human experience of emotion. It's just like, wow. I don't know how to explain it. But it's one of those things where it's like, once you kind of get it and it clicks, it's like, holy shit, the way you view other people and how they act. How do I put this? Okay, it's like this mat. It's like you see this mat. It's matte black. It's got this little X here and these white lines. And you know what it is. It's a self-healing mat. But it's like you don't know what makes this mat up. But if you know like physics and chemistry and all that shit, you're like, oh, well, there's molecular bonds that hold this, and the atoms are behaving this way because of, up quarks and down quarks and all these other fundamental properties of the universe, the 14 fundamental building blocks and the 4 forces of nature, whatever. I think it's 14. I think there might be 16. They might have added more. Don't quote me on that one. This isn't a science thing. But it's like you get like the underlying principle of why this is the way it is. It's like when you start learning about those other things, you kind of learn that too. So you're like, wow, okay, the reason you're being this way or you're acting this way towards me, it's not just because you're trying to do this. It's like there's something in the past that's causing this. There's either trauma or some type of event that has led you to this point in your life where you feel the need to act in this specific way, or you just don't have the knowledge to understand that the way you're acting is incorrect towards another person, or maybe it's appropriate for another person. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It could also be a positive thing. Why someone's doing something nice, that kind of thing. And it's like this weird, I don't know. It's like that scene in The Matrix where he's like looking and everything is like code. You're like, wow, I get it. And then you have to try to put that in practice, which is a lot harder. It's like you can see it, but then you have to act on it. And that's even harder, which I'm still working on. Like I said in the last video, it's nothing is a quick snap. Nothing is going to be like immediate. But I'm definitely further along than I was. Maybe not as far as I'd like to be, but I'm still working on it every day. That kind of thing. So that's, God, wow, tangent city today. But that's a thing. That's a thing that I have discovered about myself and about other people. The book helped immensely on that. Again, I do recommend it. It can be harshly worded at times, and not everyone will agree with what is written in that book. But it does offer a very valuable perspective, one that I had not previously considered. And I'm very glad that I had the opportunity to read this book, that it was gifted to me so generously by my father, and that I was able to ascertain information from it that has helped me henceforth. Why do I sound like a brochure? Anywho, moving on. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, yeah. I've been stepping out of my comfort zone more, which is a good thing, because the more you step out of your comfort zone, the more experience you get. And the more experience you have in the world, the more well-rounded you are going forward in different situations, because you have more experience. To put it like this, like let's say you stay inside all the time, which is something I used to do. I'm a very, very introverted individual, hermit like, one might even say. But when you do that, you don't really get to experience things outside of the house. And so, in video game kind of lingo, you're not gaining experience, both the physical experience of being outside and doing new things, which kind of translates into like that leveling up experience. Think of it like that. The more you go out and do things that you don't normally do and like see and talk to different people, like the experience starts going up. And it's like, I've known this my whole life. Like it's not like I'm just discovering this, by the way, but it's more like I'm more just saying, fuck it, you know, just do it. If someone says, hey, you want to do this? Yes. Just say yes. Just whatever it is, unless it's like do drugs or something or do something bad. But if someone invites you somewhere, someone says, hey, you want to try, you know, this? Yes, just do it. Because then you get the experience, regardless of if it scares you or if not, or if it's something you're looking forward to or something you're dreading. Say yes, just do it, because you gain that experience. And if you don't like it, then you know. You don't have to wonder for the rest of your life. You have the experience. At least, even if you hated it, you gain those experience points. And you can also get a good story out of it. That's the best part. Because even if something doesn't work out, you get a good story. And story is king when you're talking about social types of things. Because if you have a good story, you can do a lot. You can do a lot with a good story. Try new things. If you get it, you get a good story because you had fun. And if not, you get a good story because something fucked up and it's funny. Try new things. Step out of your comfort zone. It's good. I've been stepping out of my comfort zone more and more for the past few years. Hence the reason I started streaming on Twitch, because I was uncomfortable with talking. And now look at me. You can't shut me the fuck up. Thanks a lot, Internet. But aside from that, I've been trying to do it more and more. Like the recent trip I just went on, if I remember correctly, it was either at the beginning of this year or late last year. My father had just said, hey, you know, there's this trip. You know, my sister wants to have a priest for this thing. Like, do you want to do it? I just, yes, without even thinking, just sign me up. I'll do it. And it was an insanely fun adventure that I wish I took more footage of and filmed more, but I bought so much equipment. I had so many plans. I had drones. I had fucking GoPros and all these tripods and everything. And then I got to the island and I relaxed and I didn't care. And that's okay, because there's always time to film. There's always time to do all these other things and have fun. But sometimes you just got to stop and relax. This is really getting scatterbrained compared to the first one, but that's okay. Let's see. What else are we going to talk about? Oh, yeah, drinking. That's another one. So on the last episode, I had mentioned about how I had been cutting back severely on drinking, and that was a rough one, because, you know, I like I said, I drank. That was like my method of coping, was drinking. And I've been keeping up with it. I've like I said before, like 1 or 2 cans a weekend. You know, every once in a while I'll get a little crazy and I'll go 3 cans. You know, I'll get a little bit more. Maybe we'll do a 4 Loko or something, or, you know, change it up, do some wine. I'm still watching myself. I'm just not getting to the crazy points where I was before, where I was passing out every weekend. I regretfully and unfortunately have passed out in VR chat while drinking a handful of times between then and now. I know, but nowhere near the frequency. I'm still trying to dial that one in. Again, like I said, learning experiences. I'm not perfect, but I am trying to get better at it. So I have been watching myself and making sure that I'm not making a fool of myself. with mass quantities of alcohol. So that's where that stands. Let's see. What else? Oh, yeah. By the way, I was going to say this at the end, but if you haven't noticed already, the desk is a metaphor. 100%. Even though my speech patterns and the way I'm talking are probably more scattered and all over the place than the previous video, working on myself, I keep telling myself this, or I've had this phrase in my head for a while. This whole thing of kind of working on myself and getting myself better mentally. It's like a box of Christmas lights. That's my mind. It's like a box of Christmas lights. It's like you start untangling it, and then you're like, oh, right, I got like a couple feet, and then you look down, and there's still just a giant ball that you have to untangle, and it just keeps going and going and going, and it's like feels like it's never ending. But the thing is, it is ending. There is an end to that rope, and there is a point at which you can untangle all of those lights. The desk was absolutely fucking cluttered. I didn't even care. I was working on a project. I had shit everywhere. I wasn't about to clean it up. And my mind was also an absolute mess, and the desk reflected that. I'm in a way better state of mind. The desk reflects that. Also, I've just decided to null some things around the desk because, they're either shit that I'm working on, things that I have to talk about, or things that I just, think are neat and added a nice flourish to the desk. Speaking of this thing, so I actually built this for the island trip. I never got around to using it because of the aforementioned relaxing that I was doing, but this is so cool. So this I call the Zenpai. And what this is a Raspberry Pi 4, which I finally got my hands on. It took for fucking ever to get one of these damn things. 2 phones. My Pixel, well, actually, this is my Pixel 6 Pro. The Pixel 4 XL is recording. Usually it's here, but this is here just for demonstration purposes. And this is the Pixel 2 XL. And they're both capable of 4G. What this device does is it takes the USB tethering from both 4G signals. All I got to do is just add these 2 phones to the Google Fi account. The speed and everything from the internet for the LTE or whatever goes through here, comes into the Raspberry Pi. It bonds those 2 channels, and then it produces a little Wi-Fi hotspot that I can connect my other phone to, and then I can stream. But I'll have 2 phones worth of connectivity instead of 1. And that means if one drops out, the other one can pick it up. There's less lag. There's less of those weird pixelation things. And I can get a nice, crisp, clear stream anywhere I go because this fits in my backpack. It runs off of a USB-C battery bank, which is sick. And it runs for a long time, a very long time. And it charges the phones. This is just the base prototype I have. It's going to get better. I'm going to actually try to do a Elgato cam link to this with an actual like action camera, like a nice GoPro or something like that. And then have that like a shoulder, like you've seen Gun Run's IRL streaming backpack, like kind of like that, except homemade, because I'm not paying, there's a lot of people that sell IRL streaming backpacks and they all have subscriptions. And they all cost a fuck ton of money, and I'm not paying that. So I'm doing it myself. But this is because I've been taking, trips and vacations and seeing more of the world and living. Not to say that, what I was doing previously wasn't living, but just experiencing more. When I get back into streaming, I want to take you guys with me. I don't want it to be just, oh, hey, here's a phone stream. I want it to be full, dead ass, chat, notifications and everything, because it'll basically take whatever is from the camera and shoot it to my home PC, which will then stream it through OBS. So I'll have an actual IRL setup. Not tested as of yet, but I do know it does give insane internet speeds when you have both of these linked. So that's something else that I'm kind of got cooking. It's kind of in the works for stuff. I know I keep talking about, from between last video and this one, I keep talking about cool stuff to do for streaming, and then I never fucking stream. Well, soon, TM, soon. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's a thing we're working on. All right, we're on the road to recovery. We're on the road. I joked around about a 2-year gap. Like an anime thing where they take a 2-year break and they come back and they're like, oh man, I've learned this insane move. I'm going to try not to make it 2 years, considering we're at a year and some change at this point, and come this January, it'll be 2 years. I'd really like to get started back at streaming again before then, even if only, 1 or 2 here and there, just to dip my toes back in the water. But yeah. Stuff and things. What else do I have on my bullet points? Oh yeah. So the house thing, the house cleaning, that actually it went really, really well. I'll say that. So I have this thing where obviously my head was a fucking mess. Clearly, it was a tangle of Christmas lights. And in order to get that unfucked, I started cleaning my house. As some of you might have saw around, I think it was like March or June of last year, April, May, something like that. Started cleaning out storage closets and shit, and doing all this stuff, and basically tearing my house apart, cleaning everything, throwing out or donating what I didn't need, organizing, and then putting it all back. And the reason I was doing that is because I believe a sound mind lives in a sound body, which lives in a sound home. So I've been working on my mind, reading these books, the self-help videos, and oh yeah, and the gratitude journal, which I'm still doing, which is a fantastic bit of kit. I love this. So I've got my routine set for the sound mind. I am currently on my, oh God, I kind of lost count. So I think I'm around my 15th or 16th week of insanity. If you don't know what that is, it's a workout regimen that I don't recommend you to try unless you have some experience in working out, because you will hurt yourself or throw up. I've been taking protein supplements as well. So I'm working on my body. I'm actually, dude, man, I can run. I can do a lot of things without getting winded. It is beautiful. So sound mind, sound body, and then my house, I started cleaning, as I was saying, tearing the whole thing apart. All the rooms have been cleaned, all the closet, the master bedroom closet is still got a little bit of cleaning to do with it, but my garage, my storage, like everything. I even bought like furniture and things for around the house to spruce it up a little. And it's like the planets are starting to align, because it's like the house is getting nice, the body's coming together, and the mind is becoming clear. And the 3 chakras, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, are like, it's like, it's good. So it's like when you get all that shit together, there's a reason I'm happy. There's definitely a reason I'm happy, because, obviously mind, body, and home. It's all working out, which helps the soul. All 3 of those, mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, home helps the soul. So a sound mind lives in a sound body, lives in a sound home, which helps a sound soul. I just added to that idiom. Is it an idiom? What would it be called? Irrelevant. The point is, I'm working on my 3 major points. I've had a year to keep working on those, and it's really coming together, and I'm enjoying it. Also, I'm a little tan. See, I get a little tan going because I was in the sun, which is nice. I got burnt I spent first day on the island. I spent 45 minutes in a fucking pool, and I burnt the fuck out of my chest and face. God damn it! Always wear sunscreen, especially if you're Irish or Polish. Jesus Christ, we're like fucking bacon. Whew, boy, I'm bacon. But yeah, let's see what else. Oh yeah. So speaking of like the mind, body, soul, home thing and everything, and being happier now, like I feel like I was happy in the last video. I'm not saying that I wasn't, but I feel like it was almost like premature enlightenment. Like I kind of thought I had the stuff figured out, but going forward a year, it's just like, okay, you know what? I was just dipping my toes in the water, and I'm still not entirely well versed in these things as I'm on my journey of self-help progression Larry things. I don't know. So not to say that I am enlightened now, but it's like the thing I what was it? The little metaphor I made about how it's not a snap, it's a little push every single time. It's like, yeah, I'm still here instead of all the way over here, but that is, well, yeah, that's not much. But I mean, when you really think about it, it's all a matter of perspective. So it might not seem much to you, but to me, that's like the distance between the Earth and the Moon. Because every little bit counts and it all adds up. So even if you're doing just a little bit, it's still a massive thing. I'm not trying to like pat myself on the back after taking a single step over the starting line, you know, that kind of thing. I actually legitimately have been working on these things for over a year at this point. And the progress is starting to build up. Like I said, the mind, body, and the home, it's starting to show. I'm actually reaping the rewards of my hard work of trying to do things, which sounds like I'm patting myself on the back after taking the first step off of the starting line. I promise that's not it, though. It's definitely not. I'm just saying it feels good. It feels good. Again, I don't have a theme for this, so this is going to be all over the board. Let's see. I'm just reading through my bullet points again. Oh yeah, investing in myself is something I'm starting to do more of. So there was a pretty good section of my online identity where I was very hyper-focused on investing in terms of money. I still am. I just learned to shut the fuck up about it and not be as annoying as I was. But that was from like 2020 to 2021, kind of in that area. And these last year and some change, I guess, 2022, 2023, I've been investing in myself. And that's not always being as frugal as I used to be, and sometimes just saying, you know what, fuck it. Life is too short. Instead of stressing about all this other stuff, you know what, buy that thing. Or, you know, maybe take that time for yourself. Take a vacation day, you know, just to have a mental health day and relax because you deserve it. You know, that kind of thing. Invest in yourself. Make sure that you're okay. And that's something I've learned more and more going along with this is it's very important to invest in yourself financially and also spiritually. You need to treat yourself. Make sure you take care of yourself because there's only one of you. And if that one is gone, you're gone. So take care of what you got. Your shit is this precious thing. And by shit, I mean like your body, your mind, and everything. It's a precious object. And, you know, if you've ever had something that you really, really love, you know, like this Wonder Swan is something I really, really love. I would almost never let anyone touch it or play with it because I don't want them to break it. It's a precious thing. You just wouldn't treat it in a way that would make it seem like it's not something you enjoy or love. And it's the same with you. Treat yourself like the most treasured thing in the world, because that's what you are. Is you're the most valuable thing on the planet. Is it's yourself. You have to treat yourself like a valuable object. I mean, don't baby yourself. Obviously, get out there and scrape your knees and injure yourself, not purposely, or like don't actually do it just to do it, but go run, go do something, go have fun, spread your wings, do some crazy shit. If you get hurt along the way, hey, you learn from your mistakes, that kind of thing. But don't let yourself treat yourself like a worthless object, and don't let others treat you that way either. Make sure that everyone else treats you the way you deserve to be treated. I don't know why this is turning into like a self-help for you guys. I'm starting to ramble. So I got to go look at my bullet points again and see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Aside from investing in myself, which I think is a very valuable thing, I also want to invest in you guys a bit. And one of the things that, God, I'm really bad at segueing, transitioning, and also starting and ending topics and sentences, which all coalesce into a ball of fuck, which I guess would actually make a good title for this video. But, so the Help Squad world, obviously, it still exists. You may have noticed that Friday nights no longer are Help Squad nights, which we used to do every Friday night around 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm sorry, Caribou Standard Time. I put out a little message saying, hey, VR chat night, come meet me in a public instance of the Help Squad world in VR chat. We'd all have fun, have a couple drinks, swap stories from the week, meet new people. Oh, excuse me. And it would just be an absolute blast because I get to hang out with everyone. And I stopped doing that. And there's multiple layers and reasons for that. I don't know if I'm going to get into all of them, just because it's nothing bad. I'll just say that. It's not like there's no blame to be thrown around for that. This is all just on me. This is like my own personal choices and things. But I just didn't really, I kind of felt like if I wasn't streaming, I didn't feel like I had, I don't know. I guess it was part of the break where I needed to just not do it. But it wasn't one of the like streaming. One of the reasons there was actual parts of streaming that actually were just not fun and made me not want to do it. VR Chat Help Squad nights, there wasn't really anything about that, with the exception, there were some times where I was made a little scarce, and that's okay. I get it. I completely understand. But other than that, I mean, they were just always fantastic. I never had any issues with them. It was always just a brilliant time. I loved it. So I don't even know why I stopped, but I do know something happened towards the last couple ones that we did. It was a great night. We had a fantastic night. I think we went till 5 in the morning or something like that. It was one of those nights where you start out, everyone trickles in, and it becomes this giant gathering where there's actual individual groups talking with each other because there's so many people. You can't really talk to everyone in a giant group. They have to kind of splinter off. And by the end of the night, everyone kind of filtered out and did their own thing. So early in the morning, you get the real ones, the last 10 or so people that kind of all join together in a circle, and that's where the vibe gets chill, and you have those deep talks and some good conversations, and it's just excellent choice. But I woke up the next day and I got a message. I had a message in my inbox in Discord, and it just said, I can't join. The world isn't Quest compatible. And my heart just sunk, because I'm like, oh my God, this whole time that I've been meeting all these people and hanging out with people in other worlds with Quest headsets, and I have friends that have them now, and the world that I host to have people hang out in isn't Quest compatible. And it's just like, I need to fix this. And so I've been working on it. I wasn't going to say anything. I was actually going to make it a surprise for like when I come back. I was going to be like, oh yeah, by the way, here's a completely from the ground up rebuilt Help Squad world that's also Quest compatible and is very well optimized for Quest users. But you know what? Fuck that. Because I have this thing where I don't usually try to say things because it's like, oh, well, if I just get lazy and I don't do it, no one can blame me because I just didn't put it out there. So, no, fuck that. No. Hold me accountable. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it Quest compatible, and it's going to take me a while. I'm not saying I'm close. I do have I have a beta version of the Quest world up. It's very bare bones, very little interactivity. I don't even think the mirror works because I'm still learning how to build Quest worlds or transition PC worlds to Quest worlds and vice versa, and kind of get them to work and be copacetic and all that. But yes, I'm making a even more efficient Help Squad world. So hopefully soon, TM again, the soon is relative in these terms. It could be tomorrow, it could be months, it could be sometime next year. Hopefully not. I'm going to try to get it out and get it done sometime within this year. Hopefully, sooner than that. But yes, I am going to be doing that because I want everyone to be able to join in on that world. If there's a public instance or a group public instance, I don't want there to be any limitations, whether you're on PC, you're on PC VR, you're on Quest, you're on a phone, whatever you got. I want everyone to be welcome, everyone to join, and that way we can all hang out and, have fun. If people want to join. Again, I'm not going to twist people's arms. If I start hosting VR chat nights and no one shows up, I'll just sit there and drink by myself, which actually sounds kind of sad now that I say it out loud, so please don't let me do that by myself. I'm kidding. I won't do that by myself. I'll probably just go wandering around and find some fun, which is kind of what I've been doing lately. For those of you that have been wondering, maybe the two of you, or one of you, none of you. But yeah, that's... Jesus Christ, how long have I been going? Yeah, I think that's about it, maybe? I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm healthy. I'm feeling great. House is good. Social life is doing good. I'm not as present as I would like to be, but again, like last time, I am working on it. I am trying to get better at it. And I've still got plans. I'm doing things. I've got shit set in motion where I'm trying to make things more interesting. Because like I said, when I come back, I do want to come back in a big way. Well, not like the way you're thinking, but in a way where it's fun for me. There's variety, which is the spice of life. And there's also fun for you guys too, because I feel like, yeah, I can make myself have fun, but it's a give and take. You gotta make sure at the very least that, some people are having fun too. So that's a thing. But yeah, I haven't forgotten. I'm not gone. I'm not going anywhere. Again, I'm still here. Haven't gone anywhere. But I'm still planning on returning. I know I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, considering this is now the second video. There's an entire year between the two. I did not get as many videos out between that span as I wanted. I did a poll a few months back about a very long form video, asking if you guys wanted a long video or a short video. You guys voted long. And because of that, I'm editing down like 8 hours worth of footage, and it's like painstaking because my flow for that is look at the audio, and every time there's a spike, cut out the silence between it to condense it, and then you go through and then you figure out, all right, this is funny, this is cool, this is interesting, and then you further refine it, and then you add things on top of it, and I've almost thrown this video out so many times. Not this one, the one I'm working on. And I don't think it's going to be a very good video, but at this point, we're going sunk cost fallacy, so I'm going to finish this video, come hook or by crook, hell or by high water, it's happening. I don't care if it only gets 1 view and 1 million fucking dislikes. I'm making this fucking video because I don't want to start a new project until I finish that one. I want to wash my hands of it and get it out, get it the fuck out of Premiere, because I want to start learning DaVinci, so that it doesn't crash when I use Premiere, which I wouldn't use Premiere because I'd be using DaVinci. So, yeah. There's another tangent for you. Have fun looking at or trying to find all of the little Easter eggs and things about that. Like I said, these are not just random objects. These all have meaning. Some of them have been used in recent projects. Some of them have been used in things that I'm doing or things coming up. But yeah, there's little bits and pieces here and there about stuff. So have fun with that. Other than that, I don't even. How do I end it? I guess end it the same way I did the last one. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I know I've been insanely flaky as of late, and it's been a weird year and some change, considering I've stopped. And if anyone is still subbed to the channel, fucking cancel it, please, because I know that there's still shit going on there, and there's people still. You don't have to keep that up. I mean, I can't tell you what the fuck to do, but I feel like you're wasting your money at this point because, again, I don't know when I'm coming back. I'm going to try to come back soon, TM. Like, I really am aiming for before, within this year, says the guy who said that a year ago. Or did I say? No, I didn't say that a year ago. I just said soon, TM. Anywho, yeah, so don't waste your money on that, by the way. I know it's for a good cause, but still, I mean, you're not getting anything in return other than the satisfaction of having that money eventually go to a charity, because currently it's sitting in Twitch's coffers. Either way, I'm sorry again about being flaky about everything. But it's like, I've got more confidence in this now. I think I've built that up within myself, and I'm feeling good. I'm definitely feeling good about it. So thank you for the patience. Sorry again that it's taken me this long. I hope that a lot of I can reconcile a lot of my past actions and things like that going forward. Why does this sound like an apology video now? I'm going to try to do better, to be better, to have more fun, to enjoy life, and hopefully if you guys come along for the ride, you're going to get a part of that too. Because I'd love for that. I'd love for you guys to be a part of it. So I know I'm going to forget something. I'm going to stop recording, and I'm going to go, son of a bitch, I forgot to say this one thing. So hopefully that doesn't happen, because then it'll be edited in after this, which you'll only know if you're watching this. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for everything. I really do appreciate it. If you've watched this far in the video, bravo. This seems like a long one. I'm looking. Oh my God, this is almost an hour. We got to wrap this up. Thank you guys again. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Sorry for rambling so much and for being scatterbrained. That's not going to change. So if you don't like it, I mean, the door is that way. But I hope you all have a great day. Have a fun and safe 4th of July. If you do celebrate, have a great Canada Day. That's already over. Yeah, that's all right. That was July 1st. So to all my fellow... Wait, I'm not a fellow Canuck. To all my Canucks out there, I hope you had a good Canada Day. To all my Americans, you know, represent West. No, not West. What am I doing with my hands? I was about to... let's not throw up those gang signs. Okay. Hope you have a good 4th of July. I will see you guys later. Yeah. Have a good day. Keep on trucking, and I'll see you guys soon. Maybe even tonight. I think I might be on VR chat because I kind of do that to watch fireworks and stuff. But yeah, again, that's not a guaranteed thing. But yeah, okay, we gotta stop. All right. Blah, 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 blah. Thanks again, guys. Have a good day. Love you all. I'll see you guys later. Bye.